we are 1 day away from the decider match. We're Group A and Group B. We're about to see who will be the ones topping the groups and have that chance to go to the main stage, to go to the Swiss format. Welcome to the M6 wildcard. My name is Lafel. Alongside with me is Husky. And Husky, 4 more best of 3s before we see who goes to the decider match.
It's going to be very interesting because since yesterday, we've already found out certain teams that will not have a chance of making it to the decider match tomorrow, right? So today is all about playing for whatever shred of pride that they have left to show one last hurrah what they're capable of. But for some of these teams, their fate still hang in the balance.
Yeah, and just to remind, the decider match will be a best of 5, so we'll be seeing a little bit more from the teams. But speaking of which, so far we've seen the wildcard stage. There are some niche picks here and there, but not that much. We've seen the Granger pop up here and there, but again, not a lot of appearances from the Granger. Something that you guys have to experience for yourself is the thrill of gaming in real life. At Kadia's Gaming and Esports District, every detail is a celebration of play and entertainment. Thank you very much to Kadia Gaming for supporting M6 and the wildcard. And again, talking about the picks here, not a lot of crazy ones. In fact, the only I would say here that has been banned all throughout is just banned. Even like Nutrition has been lit once in a while.
Yeah, we have heroes, a couple of heroes that have had 100% appearance rate in picks and bans, but like you said, only Fanny has been 100% banned out. Doesn't help that recently she got buffed, so it's even tougher to think about dealing with the Fanny. But niche picks wise, aside from Ranger, we just see Kaja, we just see Franco yesterday being played by Legion Esports, which is also pretty interesting, but everything else is pretty much the same, right? It's just a couple of flex picks here and there.
Yeah, after this we're going to be looking at the standings as well as schedule for today. And looking at the standings, honestly for Group A is a little bit more straightforward. When we're looking at Group B, then a lot of variables are there. It really depends on whether this guy wins, this guy loses and everything. So for Group B, it's going to be much more difficult to predict. But with that being said, let's look at the standings here and look at Group A first. Where for Group A, it is down to 2 teams. It's either Ulhanar or Tianfeng Yaguai, where both teams here have the highest chance on making it out Group A. It is between Ulhanar and Tianfeng Yaguai. Either the third match or the final match of the day will figure out who will be the ones topping that one. And for Group B, Insilio is up top. But there's a chance that they don't make it.
Yeah, there's a chance that Legion Esports or Akira makes it to represent Group B. But again, a lot of things have to happen, right? The stars have to literally align. I would say Insidio has the easier route compared to both Legion Esports and RQ Akira. That's something that we are going to uncover as the day progresses.
Yeah, for Insilio, they got to win everything. And honestly, the same can be said for Legion Esports. With that being said, we're going to look at the schedule for today and start talking about what could happen throughout the day. So the first match of the day is going to be Nightmare against GK Esports, where both teams doesn't have the chance to fight for the top slot anymore. But again, this is a fight for pride. Afterwards, it is Legion Esports going up against Mongols, where if Mongols get 1 point off of Legion Esports, Legion Esports is no longer in the conversation for being a #1. RQ Akira going up against Insilio. Insilio needs a clean win. And then Ulhanar going up against Tianfeng Yaguai. Essentially, who wins this one gets to go and represent Group A.
Yeah, I think for Legion Esports and RQ Akira, thanks to yesterday's revelation, it made both of them, they both got stuck in a very hard spot, right? And again, I mentioned Insidio has the easiest route.
Yeah.
Because all they need to do is they don't need to necessarily take the series, in fact. They just need 1 game. Yeah. 1 point from RQ Akira, and they are straight into the decider match tomorrow. So for Insidio fans, they definitely feel a lot more confident, but it comes down to whether RQ Akira wakes up today and whether Legion Esports can overcome the Mongols.
Yeah, definitely. For Insilio, they're more proactive. They just do their own thing. They don't have to hope for, this team wins, loses, and everything like that. For a team like Legion Esports, they have to hope for RQ to win, winning 2-0 against Mongols. So the stars has to align. So there is a chance. As small of a chance there is a chance.
There is a chance. I mean, for the Mongols region, right? Legion Esports is literally the last hope of MCCM. We already saw Nightmare Esports get wiped out yesterday in a bit unfortunate turn of events against Ulhanar. So today, if Legion Esports makes it through, it's not only a plus for the Mekong region, but also a full local Vietnamese team qualifying. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, honestly, we got to talk a little bit about the picks here. Because heroes with 100% contention rate is the Fanny, Jushin, Eve, Hilda, as well as Cho. Well, Cho on the first day has a 100% win rate. Second day, not so much, receiving some losses here. 78% win rate so far. Hilda, absolutely amazing. First pickable. Eve, honestly, Eve has been more banned than picked for the next world champ. Singapore.
GK not having a chance to make it.
For Tianfeng Yaguai, but this one.
Yeah.
Your region is watching, your friends, your families.
Like you said, put up your
there so far, but again,
back on day
that when you
can say the same for night. This is
should still be pretty solid here. But yeah, now we got to talk about something else here, because so far the average game time is now 15 minutes and 10 seconds, and most of the games are under or just about 13 minutes. We just have some oddballs over 20 minutes where it dragged the average time to 15 minutes. So I would honestly say the more realistic time for the game now is around 30 minutes, which is that good? Is that bad? Or what are you feeling?
I think it
What does it
accurately
indicate?
reflects, right? It accurately reflects that most games end right as you reach that critical mass in late game, or you end at the edge of that mid game, right? Which
3 items feel like a late game now.
yeah, it highlights the importance of the early to mid and kind of how everyone is so easily killable thanks
Yeah.
to the recent patch. I would say second lore is kind of the death sentence if you're getting snowballed on.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the only indication here, we've been through many different metas where you are, how do I say this? You're not punished for being passive. In this current patch, it does feel like you are a bit punished if you're moving a little bit slower, if you're letting go turtles for free, you're letting the opponents get your turrets for free. Because there are times where it's okay to trade. This is one of those patches where it does feel very punishing for you to trade. Because if the opponent gets one item ahead of you, all of a sudden, it's enough. It's enough to get a kill. Before it is, one item, so what? I can still survive.
Yeah, I think the only team that we have seen find success in dragging out a game was Insilio.
Insilio,
Right?
yeah.
That was a team that decided, you know what, we give up objectives, but we keep turtling. We prevent them from going further with that lead. But I do remember mentioning that it is a pretty risky maneuver when you're up against a more experienced team like Opener and teams that are in Swiss stage. These kind of turning maneuvers could be easily punishable.
Yep, and now we're jumping into the draft here. Again, I wonder if we will see the same drafting phase where Fanny 100% ban, we're going to see the Jushin and the likes. Because again, this is going to be their last hurrah here. And looks like the first pick is going to be Nightmare. Oh, no, the first pick is Geeky.
Wow, they actually banned out the chip. I know yesterday when they went up against Dianfeng Yaoguai, they did end up losing to
The chip,
Isiu's
yeah.
chip, but banning it on blue side is a huge indicator that we are not comfortable with chip, but we don't want our enemies to get it.
Honestly, looking at their face cams the other day, they were really arguing. It's like, do we really want chip? And Garvey gave the final. It's like, yeah, just go for it. Whatever happens, happens. But yeah, looking at the bans here, Eve, Hilda, Chip has been banned out for DK Esports. For Nightmare, they ban out the Phobius, Chushin, as well as the Fanny. And the first pick here is going to be the Cho.
You know what? I think this, right? You take it away from Jasmine. He does have a secondary choice, which is essentially the Matilda.
Yep,
you can
Matilda.
Purify and deal with the Cho, so not too big of an issue for Nightmare. You could pivot to the Tigreal on the later stage if they wish to go down that route. But right now, Khalid, Hylos, those two are still in the pool. I think the Hylos isn't too bad of a pick, right, to deal with the Cho.
Hylos. Honestly, yeah, Hylos is a good pick. It's just that haven't been having a lot of W so far.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Gato Kacha is pretty good
That
as well.
too, yeah.
But not a lot of people have been picking it up. And now for Nightmare, junglers, a lot is open. They pick up the Gato Kacha and the Vel as we talk about it.
Which is good. It's fine. No Gato Kacha and Hylos. I would say Apex 47 set the bar for Gato really high.
7 kills, what?
Rises when I
15 out of
give the
16
word.
kills, I don't know. And that guy was a godlike Gato Kacha by the end of that game. So Khalid goes over to GK, just a trade
Still
back
a
and
flex.
forth. Still a big flex, yeah. Same as the Gatot.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it was Samo on the Cho in
yeah.
one game.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like they can flex this around. Now that they see the Valentina, I wonder what their mid lane is going to be. A lot of picks are still open. The Aurora is still open. If you want a controlling mage, if you want something interesting, Farsa, the Kadita, all is online. And they're going for the Sicilian. They want more range.
I was about to say, Farsa sounds good until you realize there's a Gatot on the other
Oh,
side,
yeah,
right?
true,
And then
yeah.
it doesn't feel as good. Sicilian, at least you could take Purify. There's some ways, and you have that quote-unquote infinite scaling. And you don't give any good ultimates to Valentina. Generally, she doesn't like that ult. But there is a world where Soso can just steal Raging Sandstorm or kick the dive system. We'll have to see. Suyo will be the choice. This could allow Nightmare to start banning out assassins and ban out the junglers for GK.
Yeah, something like the Hayabusa, the Nolans, Alpha, all are good bans here. Or they can just target the target Harvey, because Harvey as well has been really good on the goal lane. Something like Bruno. It really depends on what Nightmare wants to put in their goal lane. But generally, so far, a lot of teams have been banning out their Bruno just to make sure that whatever goal laner they pick up doesn't really get bullied. And if the Bruno is out, then the Harith is in the conversation as well.
I think Nightmare Esports knows that feeling pretty well as well. I think RQ Akira also got a taste of what Bruno is capable of in that late game, especially when they hit Malefic Gun third item. It is such a big nightmare. So they ban an Alpha that is the usual answer to Suyo.
I am vengeance.
It's going to be Moscow banned by GK.
Very interesting. They want to make sure that the side lanes doesn't get punished all that much. And again, looking into the goal lane, because for Nightmare, they basically have their win condition-ish already. They already have the Valentina, they already have the CEO, they already have the damage dealers. The only one that's really open is the gold lane. This Gacha could go Roam, could go EXP, but do you really have to worry about those picks? Because I feel like in Roam and EXP, a lot of choices.
Yeah, you are not too bad dealing with, Khalid or Sicilian. You could eat up quite some damage, and you are not a good target for the shoulder kick.
Time to take the feed.
I'm thinking maybe the Beatrix for Nightmare, because this Bruno ban is going to come out anyways. At least for Beatrix, you can buy Malefic Gun, but you also have Renner's Rage, so you are not too concerned about getting dove on first and also getting poked out by the bad impact by Sicilian in that late game.
GK, if they want to play poke, I'm looking at two marksmen here, Husky. I'm looking at a Clint, I'm looking at a Granger. Harvey did play the Granger yesterday.
That too.
And if you're talking about infinite scaling, technically you have the same argument with the Granger, where it's not damage, but it's more on the cooldowns, right? You can execute your Death Sonata all the time, your Rhapsody. So again, put it in the back of your mind.
If a Granger does go through for GK, I probably would dig I would still dig a Beatrix. I'm thinking Natan, but Natan needs some time. Early game would not feel good. Let's see. Yeah, Beatrix will be the choice for Nightmare. I'm liking this.
Yeah, you called it. Nightmare so far having a very solid pick and ban phase here and still hiding where this Gato Kacha is going. I would believe a lot of people still like him in the Roam, but again, the Matilda is still up, so they can flex that by putting the Gato in the EXP. But now, looks like the Nolan has been picked up at a CC.
Terizla for Nightmare?
Wait, which one is the goalie? Is it CC goalie?
Yeah, it is CC goal.
And I still don't know where the Joe and Khalid is going.
It's the blast to the past. I'm thinking either you could consider Terizla, you could consider Arlet for Nightmare. Anything that allows you to get straight
Hylos is still
to
open.
Sicilian. Oh, the Hylos too, yeah.
Yeah, Hylos is still open. Again, a lot of great picks. If they want to make sure, the only thing is Hylos going up against the CC might not feel as good. So yeah, maybe something like the Arlet.
Yeah, that's true, but CC is in the goal, so you're not too it's Beatrix's problem, right? Beatrix has that range advantage. And you go for the Tigro. I did mention this at the start of the draft as well for Nightmare. If they want to pivot to the Tigro, that would be great as well.
Yeah, and we were talking about it. If there's any hidden strats, you show it now. And EK, they're showing it here.
Is this the first Tigro pick in wildcards?
I don't think so. No, definitely not. Lovely used it. Lovely has used it. I would understand why you don't remember it. But yeah, Lovely has used it before.
To be very fair, it's not it's banned a lot more than it's picked,
Yeah. No, it's like, I'll talk about it backstage.
Okay.
But now we see GK Esports going up against Nightmare. This match is for their own honor. We'll see which one comes out on top. GK Esports, can they use this double fighter sighting to win against Nightmare? Welcome to the Land of Dawn.
Game number 1 in this first series, first best of 3 on day 3 between GK Esports and Nightmare Esports. All the gloves are off. Take off the leg weights. It's time to go full speed ahead. It's all for pride and glory. Home jungler starting again. Parallel. Purple for Suyo, orange for the Nolan, and we get a good start. We get a good start.
It's all right.
Well, I mean,
we got safe over
yeah, that was the first thing I did. I looked over on the Basta side, and we got half of it, right? Half of the personnel.
So it looks like a bit of an audio issue here, but again, no worries. We trust our marshals.
Yeah,
they're good at their job. Look at how they dress.
Looks so cool.
Right?
And we are still
Those make a men.
Yeah, I'm so used to seeing them in, like the
Jerseys.
the official jerseys, the vest, but suit and tie.
They look so official. Now when we meet them, they look much more confident.
They look like our superiors.
Yeah.
I walked in on day one and I saw one of the marshals doing some checks, some routine checks on the stage, and I was like, do we have officials here? Like, who is this guy?
I feel like now we have to call them sir. Sir Marshals.
Sir Marshals.
Sir Marshals. Not gonna dox them for their name, but yeah. Let's talk about the draft here. For GK, I think it was the CC goal. I didn't see who was the roamer. Hold on.
Khalid Rome.
Okay, Khalid Rome and Samo is gonna be using the Cho on the EXP. This draft is relatively quite tanky. Even the Nolan, it doesn't have a lot of defense, but the Nolan is very slippery. So he should be able to get out of very sticky situations. They have a lot of ways to slow down the game. There's only one way, Husky, that's bad for them in slowing down the game, and that's wave clear.
Oh, yes.
Cho doesn't do it that well. CC does it very badly. The one that can really realistically clear the wave is the Sicilian. So this is a draft where the late game looks good, but they have to play more aggressively, not to have the bad situation where Nightmare just takes down the turrets and their minions are stronger.
A lot of things need to go right for GK. They have late game on knockdown, just like you mentioned, but it's about getting through the early to mid, right?
Yeah.
Like you're requiring a draft that in of itself needs to win the early game, but also to drag out the late game. There's this big vacuum in the mid game that I'm worried about. When the Idol Spy starts coming out for the side of Nightmare and they start taking fights at 8 to 12 minutes, can GK kind of hold them off?
But yeah, honestly, that's the oxymoron.
It is, right?
If you want to play a good late game, you have to be extremely aggressive in the early game to allow that late game to happen.
I think this draft doesn't help as well because it's a draft that wants to go fast, but at the same time, it's like we have a late game insurance, but to enable him, we have to win the early game.
I would argue Sicilian is a good early game hero.
I mean,
He has CC, he has long range attack, and now everyone's HP is low. He might not be the ultimate killer. He's not the finisher, but that's why you have to Nolan.
That is true.
So we have to see the mid trio.
There's some decent call control, right? My personal grievance with Sicilian is it is so deceptive. Like the Sanguine Claw.
Yeah.
You get clipped by it. Sometimes you get clipped by it when you feel like you wouldn't, right? It's a big AoE, huge range.
Yeah, it's like you see the Franco hook and you know you're not gonna get caught, and all of a sudden the hook goes to the left.
Oh, that sounds like Sagan.
Yeah.
Sagan problem.
How does that happen? It's like,
I don't know.
Clearly the hook doesn't hit me, but then the hook changes mind.
The hook re-extends, right? Re-extends is off. I rewatched that clip so many times and I still couldn't understood why.
And you know what? A friend once told me, don't think about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, you're right. Stop thinking about it. Jasmine taking a lot of damage. Oh, Jen could do a little bit more there.
Feel like he didn't want to go for the commitment.
Yeah, but now, for you guys at home, the M6 Pass is available from the 18th of November all the way to the 29th of December. Complete all active tasks from this event to reach level 75 to basically get everything. Amazing rewards, Claw's Battle Emote, the M6's Glory App-Top Order, Boxia's Battle Emote, new special skin, everything. Make sure you guys get to level 75. Don't think about it, just play the game, level 75.
If you've got some extra diamonds, just support your favorite teams with it, right? Just keep the ball rolling. There's so many cool stuff from the M6 Pass, and even bringing back the BT with a new epic paint as well. Oh, so nice.
Yep, shout out to M4, man. Shout out to M4. And now Shen, he has a lot of damage. And Zeno is here. He is level 4. Jasmine is about to hit level 3.
Yeah,
This is why I say they could go aggressive.
Jasmine should have the Sacred Hammer to get away. Sanguine Claw brings him back. That's the first blood. Still not achieved. The flicker from Jasmine, just enough.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't think about it too much. Just keep on scaling, because this is what your comp is supposed to do. You're not supposed to get so many kills in the early game. And now Samo about to hit level 4, just zoning out Lexi far away. GK Esports secures the first turtle.
Well, I like it, right? You force the hero back, you guarantee he doesn't hit 4, so no one contests for the turtle. You do force the Purify out, Smile, turn back, Sanguine Claw, that one caught 3. So Shen will push the rest of Nightmare back. I like EK Esports managing this early game.
Yeah, they're being a very, very disciplined here, which I can I can understand because again, they don't have a lot of early game. No, okay, no, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. Khalid is fast.
Yeah.
Khalid is fast.
Any other hero, if that was a Tigger that he went on, he probably would have traded his life. But still, Zeno off to a good start, level 6, getting the purple buff. Too easy for Lexi, just completed his wood, same XP. It's a bit of an invade on that top side for GK, but the rest of the team is on bottom.
Yeah, right now both teams are playing a little bit slowly, which is great for GK. But now for Nightmare. And something that we have to consider here, a lot of rotations coming in mid. It's either or one thing. Either they want to shut down Soso, or they really want to enable Smile. Either way, I feel like this strat works, and Nightmare so far hasn't been a punish.
Almost punished Shen, who had to use the Raging Sandstorm plus Flicker. I think at the same time, it's also the dynamic between the roamers, right? Khalid moves faster than Tigro, but Tigro has that insane crowd control. He did use the implosion just now with the commitment. Zeno shows up, another attempt onto Soso's life. Gets pulled back, fat impact, first blood for Smile.
And that's what you want, right? You're a late game comp, but you want something in the early game. They have 1.1k ahead, but now looking at the goal lane, looks like an attempt. Carby almost getting Cammy. Zeno, you can go with it. Yeah, he's dead.
He's so dead. Lovely stuff from GK. This TC, as much as Cammy has range, you can easily cover it with a bit of a hop, skip, and a jump. Samu is continuing to give info to his team. He's gonna get stunned out. 4 members of Nightmare surrounding him, but it's a show. He's out.
Yep, he can't get away, and now the turtle is up once more. Nightmare Esports, this time they're here, and I'm trying to guard him from Opera.
Complete miss. Miles still has Purified. Good knockout to intercept the dash from Opera. They find a kick on a Soso, who just joined the fight. Raging National point blank on a 2. Nightmare Esports still wants to win this turnaround. Jasmine with the implosion. Sacred Hammer, Zeno who escapes. Samu gonna chase down. Lexi misses the point blank arrow, so GK only loses 1.
Yeah, very good from Jasmine. The timing as well. Make sure that he's able to get the stun onto Zeno to make sure that it's an easy turn, and then too easy for Lexi got a kill.
That's just an oversight, right? You stand in front of a Suyo. Not a wise choice for Samu.
Yeah, the execution damage, man.
Yeah, that
The one that was nerfed was against neutral stuff.
Yep.
Against heroes, still a lot of damage.
still a lot of damage. 12% missing health.
Now looking at the top lane here, Carby, even though he is a fighter, he is a CC, he's still being relatively careful going up against Cammy and Jasmine. Jasmine does not have the implosion or the flicker, but Carby might not notice.
Yeah, Cammy is going to be overextended. Good timing for Samo. Jasmine will show up. Sacred Hammer now finds the implosion. AOG shows up as well. Nightmare ready to respond, and again, Samo will survive that. Carby makes it out. Shen shows up, pushes Opera back. Both teams disengage.
Good try from both teams, but overall, so far nothing really happened from that trade. Shen is still here, trying to enable Carby, but so far it looks like the items is not enough for either teams to actually do much about this. But now Zeno taking the opportunity and securing the first turret for GK Esports.
Samo has transitioned into a secondary roamer despite being an XP show, so that resources can be given over to someone like Zeno. That Purified out from Soso has to dash away. Johnny hands on Shen! What a flicker to dunk on him! That will be another one for GK.
Again, either to enable Smile or to shut down Soso. Smile is 102. Soso is 0, 3, and 1. Not sure which one is it they're doing. Maybe they're doing a 2-for-1, but hey, it's looking good for GK.
It's looking really good. Yeah. Smile's having a good time. Zeno, he did go down once, but still 2 kills for the Nolan. And they did get the first turret for free. Second one just spawned. I think Zeno still same level as Lexi, so good job on the studio for keeping him in terms of experience. But midside Oppa again forced to retreat, pull back with a second cross, off to Vitalize, and the passive as well to heal back up. Dodges the bad impact, but has to retreat.
But you're looking at the damage is actually not that bad right now. It's only 6 minutes in the game. Samo is gasping.
They want to burst it before he can use the implosion, and they will achieve just that. Lexi attempts to steal, but couldn't find it. So Lexi now will have to fight the rest of Nightmare. Gets out with the Blade Surge. GK still wants to go in. Shen overextends. Eats the AOG. Both teams trade 1, but turtle for GK.
Yeah, that is one of those rules where after you get a neutral objective, you don't have to do too much. You guys can just reset, especially when your HP is so low. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. They're feeling excited, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, it's good to see that the gusto is still there. This is why after take objectives. or my team takes objective, the first thing I would do, I would spam the retreat button.
Yeah.
Fall back. Don't fight anymore.
And now looking at mid, Nightmare Esports, so far, it looks like they're just waiting on the Beatrix, right? Beatrix skills relatively well. 3-0 for Lexi is 2-0-1, hasn't been punished so far. And now looks like another Gek up top. But GK Esports does look like they know what's up.
My concern is Smile, who is getting way too fast. Better space moving Ethan up. Jasmine finds implosion. Oppo shows up, gets the taunt, pull back by the Sacred Hammer, out of turret range, and Nightmare responds in kind. Shen will end up falling down. The Disc with no knockup, only delaying the fall of the structure. GK once more overestimates their capabilities.
The idea is there. The only problem is
No damage.
Nolan and Sicilian were there. Nolan and Sicilian would have enough damage.
Your damage, your damage dealers were not even there. I guess they got bot tier 2, so it's not the worst.
Yeah.
You know, they trade a tier 1 for that.
Yeah, you don't really see a CC as a one-shot kind of hero, you know?
It's a bit of a limit testing though, and they did find out. Speaking about the deep damage from Harvey Oppa, will have to eat that yo-yo to the face, get taken out.
Yeah, you live and you learn. After this GK Esports, whenever they want to go for an engage, probably going to be looking where the Nolan is, where the Sicilian is. If the Nolan is not there, sure. As long as the Sicilian is there, even if you don't kill him, you can bring him back with the second claw and then try again.
The most interesting part is seeing both Nolan and Sicilian in the same lane pushing it down.
Yeah.
You don't really see that often. But now they're going to set up for the Lord. And just in time, right, they took down the bot tier 2, so a lot more minute where it needs to be managed. The turnaround will be there from GK. An attempted kick. They find the Suyo. Bring him down before the AOG even arrives. Oppa now will have to eat it up. Then he's just tanking out Cammy's damage. Nightmare loses 3 members and GK turns to Lord.
It feels nice when you have 2 roamers there, Husky. Like having the Joe as well, getting that kick onto TZ for Lexi, that's a clear sign. Lord is ours. What are they gonna do about it?
Exactly. And we saw how early Samo transitioned to be the secondary roamer, right? He left his lane so quickly. And just at the 5-minute mark, when the penalty for the jungler is lifted, that's why Zen was eating up bottom side. It was sending Smile to the side lanes, and now purple buff will be taken away as well. GK Esports just taxing everything from Nightmare.
Smile as well, taking a lot of damage. It looks like Chen. He did his job. He did his job. He wanted vision. He just that he died for it.
Actually, the Lord hasn't spawned yet, so he will be back in time to go for the proper push.
He's back in time?
He will come back in time. He will respawn in time.
Okay. I thought he was time traveling.
I
thought he was the Nolan.
I thought so too.
And he came back in time.
We'll see. That's going to be Raging Sandstorm committed. That's a stolen Raging Sandstorm for Soso. Tied up by the yo-yos. Carby string them up, knock them down. GK with another 2 kills.
Yeah, right now, GK 11 kills to 5. Now they're really feeling it. Smile as well, having the clock of destiny. And
Sabo! With the roundhouse pickup on the Cammy. We got Oppa also, who wants to get out with the AOG. Makes the great escape.
And now GK, they're definitely in control here. 7,000 gold lead. Nightmare Esports, even though they do have the Beatrix, does not look good for them.
Yeah, Cammy has no space to farm at all, and now you gotta deal with a supercharged Sicilian. Oh boy, those bad impacts are going to hurt.
Yeah, and the fact that he has the Clock of Destiny as well, even if you're able to catch him, he's gonna have it's going to be difficult for you to take down the Sicilian. He has the
extra resistance to it.
Yeah, extra resistance. I forgot the name of the skill, but once your HP and mana goes below 50%, it goes back up. So, and he has the Purify as well. So even if you do catch him, it's going to take quite a while to take down the Sicilian, having the glowing one as well as the Wishing Lantern. A lot of damage, just a lot of damage.
I just call it the Elegant Gem effect.
The Elegant Gem, huh?
Elegant Gem.
Yeah. I remembered the name, but yeah, now it's this one.
It doesn't come to me either. So 7.2k gold lead in under 12 minutes for GK. Even with the Athena shield, that's still 15% of Oppa's HP.
Zero now having 4 items here, having a lot of penetration with the Hun Strike, with the Blade of Hephaestus as well as the Malefic Roar, and now even the Endless Battle. So that on-hit damage from the Nolan is probably going to be enough to one-shot anyone here.
Yeah, he gets to Soso and Cammy, they just get deleted.
Oh, for sure. The only one that has a chance to probably Opera and Jasmine. And if Lexi is in immortal form, maybe, but that's a maybe.
Maybe, yeah. even with the damage reduction, it might not be enough. Well, I mean, if you're GK, you just wait for the next Lord, 15 seconds, you get the Lord, and
Interrupted.
Yeah, interrupted. The average game time is 50 minutes. We are en route to match that again.
Looking at Jasmine. Jasmine is opening up the map, and it looks like Harvey knows. He might not know it's Jasmine, but he knows someone is there. So right now, he doesn't have the element of surprise. And now Shen has to use the Raging Sandstorm to get out of dangerous situation. But now it's the Lord.
Yeah, they saw too easy for Lexi there, so they know that the jungler will arrive in time. Jasmine attempts to flick in close and throws them out to allow Lexi to steal the Lord. In GK, they want to punish Nightmare Esports, and they are doing just that. 3 dead already as Shen re-engages, dodges the Banner's Rage. Carby once more couldn't get to Cammy, but still Nightmare. They committed daylight robbery.
It was a good thing Lexi was able to steal that away, because honestly, GK saw that coming. Everyone dashed out. No one was hit by the explosion. So good on them, but still, Lexi was able to secure that. But now GK, they want to end this.
Oh man, with Cammy going down, I'm not sure if there is enough time to fresh minion wave to come in from the mid side. Smile does drop. Soso, Jasmine, and Oppa will all be back. And thank goodness for that Lord steal. Nightmare Esports are not out just yet.
Oh yeah, Nightmare, they still have a fighting chance. If not, that would have been an end angle. That would be like, you know what, we got this. But no, looking at the Lord is even going to get an objective. So very good for Nightmare.
Yeah, all the waves need to be managed. Like GK needs to go back to housekeeping duty a little bit, deal with the bottom wave as we eventually break the tier 1. But if they can defend this with tier 1, then it would be just fine. A minor setback for how far GK were in the early to mid game. But at least Nightmare now have time for the rest of the team to skill up.
Biggest difference in terms of gold here is the mid and the gold lead. Quite a lot of gold difference here, but right now Opera is in between everyone.
Oh, the AOG canceled by the kick. They want to burst him down. And they do. They cannot get out. Soso gets jumped off by Carby, who just solo kills him. Too easy for Lexi, shows up with the Blaze Surge, but has to escape. This is not a fight they can take.
Oh yeah, that was a nasty 1v1. Soso 0, 6, and 2. I know how it feels, man. I know how it feels.
There's nothing, like he can't really steal a lot of ultimates, and they didn't give him the chance to, right? He only managed to see Smile and maybe sometimes Shen. No chance to steal a kick, but even the other spells don't feel exactly the best for him.
Yeah, he even has the Purify, but the thing about the Purify is that you'll be safe from Choke, but you're kind of not safe from everyone else. Like, you can't run away from CC,
No.
You can't run away from the Nolan, negative gold from Nightmare, but does it really matter because it saved you the game?
Yeah,
it saved you.
It is sort of expected, right? It's either you get a net negative or you just lose the game. Although they did lose mid inhibitor, which is the more easily manageable one compared to the side lanes. The Lord coming up in another half a minute on top side. You see Oppa already setting up that wave a little bit. Maybe Nightmare can make it there just in time for the objective.
Right now for Nightmare, I'm looking at Cammy here, and Cammy does have 3 items. I feel like it's not where you want to be, but at the same time, you got to work with what you have. And I feel like this 3 items is going to be relatively okay for you to get a few kills. But yeah, I'm unsure.
All things considered, him being 0 and 3 on the Beatrix, he's making decent progress, right? I think he still has 2 item slots that hasn't been built into a full item yet. I would assume that the Hunter Strike would be the next item for him. Now, Lord's going to be aggroed by Carby. GK wants possession of this, and they want Nightmare to go into this. VOD for Lexi.
Oh, look at Jasmine. Concealed play, but no one's home. They see that coming. But now Nightmare Esports, they're the one in control of the Lord, but they want to fight against Soso.
And they are both split out. Soso steals the Sicilian out, purified to get away, but they've already lost Oppa. Jasmine loses immortality. Such a split fight from Nightmare. They were not on the same page.
Yeah, Jasmine was there, but the implosion hit onto no one. The thing that you want to do as a hero, you want to be more proactive. You want to be the one setting up. If you're going to be the one that is counter-engaging, then you're hoping for your opponent are lacking, I would say. But yeah, not a great setup by Nightmare.
Yeah, it's not great at all. Like, the Conceal was already spotted out. The Lord aggro was actually on GK's side. It was leaning towards GK's part of the map, but Nightmare decided to just take a fight while split up. And they just got jumped on. Now, this is a true defense.
10,000 gold. 21 kills to 6. DK Esports, they really took their time, they prepared, and it looks like they're looking good against Nightmare. This double fighter composition, this double fighter draft is working out well, and Smile, he's happy.
Yeah, definitely learned something through all this wildcard experience right there, showing that in this last game, So did steal the Raging Sandstorm. Now got to defend against the Lord. Unique Hammy and Lexi. Before that, we flick the kick. They find Oppa. Revitalize that can pop, and Oppa also pops alongside it. This Gato Kacha is not even made out of durable material at this point. Lexi gets jumped on. Raging Sandstorm does miss. Lord gets taken now. Shen will now just eat up most of the damage and recover with that quick send guard. Nightmare Esports still has 4 members alive. They're going to queue up at the fountain as this final wave crashes in. GK wants to look for potential end, but good defense from Nightmare to keep GK out from crystal range. And even though they lost the bottom inhibitor, Nightmare still holds on.
This is one of those weaknesses when you don't have a marksman, you don't have someone to free hit the crystal. Like, they have rage with the Sicilian, but it's more about attacking the heroes and the minion waves, not about attacking that crystal. So they need to figure out how to take down Nightmare for them to free hit the crystal, essentially, or make them preoccupied and let Zeno hit it by himself, because so far they're having a tough time touching that crystal.
You can see, but in terms of taking down structures, no. About a 382 stacks on the bat impact and counting. The later this game goes, the harder he hits.
Around 400 stacks right now. Let me tell you, Husky, if Nightmare ends up winning this one, when GK has 10,000 gold lead, if I was GK, I don't know how I'd recover, man.
Losing the second Lord has brought us to this point in time when Nightmare are still hanging on after getting battered for 19 minutes and now have an actually decent shot at winning the game or making a comeback. I think Wisdom Nation will be the last item for Cammy. He's building towards it right now.
If he wants more damage, he can go for Demon Hunter Sword. But
that too,
either or is going to be great items on him. But speaking of items, we're about to get to the part of the game where the gold doesn't matter. Because everyone is more or less fully built. The only thing is you're really considering is item swapping. And now the Lord has spawned. If Nightmare wins this one, they have a chance. They have a shot, Husky.
Lord number 4. So, during the third Lord, obviously it was a bit of a positioning mistake from Nightmare. Demon Hunter Sword, like you said, Velvet, Cammy goes all in on the damage. So Jasmine gets kicked away. They will jump on him. Can he survive this? Or do you just have immortality? Raging Sandstorm forces Cammy out of the fight. Jasmine cannot survive. GK was just a lot more prepared to take them on. And Shen, he is doing such a good job. They couldn't take him down and only expense that immortality. Maybe the Lord is not necessary to end the game for GK.
Yeah, right now it's really not looking good for Nightmare. And right now, GK, they want to end this now. It's 20 minutes, and they don't want this to be any longer.
Harvey jumps on the So with the help of Zeno. They take him down. It's a 2 versus 5 Nightmare Esports. One last defense. They are going to control Cammy, force it back into the fountain. Minimum get cleared up for now. Too easy for Lexi, trying his best, but it is just too much. GK Esports takes game 1.
Playing the double fighter route, GK Esports find their win here against the Nightmare. Nightmare, the draft is pretty solid, but they got to figure out how to take them down when there's so much pressure down in mid.
So unfortunate that Nightmare Esports just could not find a proper setup. We saw the ideation behind it, like Jasmine, as always, being very proactive, wanting to make those moves. But GK, they came prepared. They were always ready to receive the hits.
Again, I like that they start off early, and the enabler, man, Samo on this show, he's looking very good. He played in the EXP, but he roams around. He's everywhere on the map.
Samo and Shen, both the enablers for the team, right? Samo, he's the enabler, right? He kicks the right targets, he opens the map, but Shen, sure, he died a couple of times in the early game, but look at the
are on the first pick. Geeky is on the second pick here. Eve has been banned out as well as Jushin. Again, I kind of feel like Nightmare, one of the things that they just have to change is have a longer range in the mid, and then they should be good because they showed the Valentina quite early, but then the Valentina didn't have a lot of ways to get inside the fight.
Yeah, and they couldn't keep up with the double roam setup from GK. You have Khalid on one side, you have Cho on the other. It is so tough for someone like a Gatot or Tigger to keep up with the pace. You always get caught out first. You always are late to an objective. So I like the fact that they ban out Khalid. We know GK banned out Chip in game number 1, and now that they are on red side, they have to ban Tusin, which is almost a Fanny as well. This could be kind of the biggest advantage that Nightmare will have.
They banned out a Chip. So we roughly see Fanny is going to get banned out here because no way you're giving too easy for Lexi Fanny. No way.
Madness, right? It's like, guys, it's our last series anyways. Let's just see if the Fanny is good. Let's give it to Fanny.
I'm pretty sure Fanny is good. I'm 80% sure.
Oh, the devs disagree. That's why they buffed her.
Shout out devs, man. Shout
out to the devs.
Right now, Nightmare, final bans here. They already banned out the Khalid. Maybe they're considering the Joe.
Oh, yeah. Good
Joe, yeah.
Justice in the world.
It really caused them a lot of headache.
Yeah. So Fanny here, and then first pick.
It does show that it could be a potential hint that Nightmare doesn't flex the show into XP. Not that we've seen it. I know Oppa prefers to set things up with something like Gatot and Khalid or Terizla. Fanny ban, that one is ungiven. So Hilda gets that through.
Yeah, Hilda gets picked up here. So DK, I kind of feel like you have to consider Alpha here,
yeah.
right? Alpha, maybe slowing her down. Like Hylos hasn't had good win rates, but Hylos Alpha gets a Hilda, it makes sense. If you want something else, like you want to prioritize a mid laner, you can do that here too.
Yeah, I think perhaps mid laner plus
or Alpha
Hylos.
Matilda. You know what would be good? Alpha, Matilda, Faramis, but you know, it's probably not their kind of comp.
I mean, even Nightmare can take the Alpha away if they want, right? You essentially just set yourself up to have a very assassin counter and have a very beefy jungler that is hard to go through.
So DK has to pick up the Alpha here. If not, it's going to be very difficult for them.
If not Alpha, the second best choice is probably Wheel.
So they pick up the Phobius and the Alpha. So this is the other EXP laner that has been banned out quite a lot. Now we're looking at the coaches here. They're really thinking about their next pick.
What else? This could be Eve is banned now, so they could take their jungler here. You can go Suyo for the Suyo Alpha matchup, and you can go for Aurora as well. So the Aurora comes up for So-So.
Yeah, Aurora pretty solid to stop the movements from a lot of fighters. Just have to be careful because we've seen that DK, they want to gank mid a lot. And they need a very strong roamer here because we have to consider that this Hilda is going to the EXP.
Strong roamer, what else is left? There's still the Gatot.
Yeah, honestly, Gatot is still good.
They go Matilda if they want. They stick with the Nolan first. Okay, so you essentially just want to move faster. Although the caveat is that you are dealing with Phobius, right? Or that's something that could hurt your team because you let you keep resetting the passive. Matilda gets taken by GK. I like this deal a lot.
Yeah, Matilda Alpha, Matilda Phobius. This is a combo you don't see a lot.
That was why I was considering maybe they should take Matilda for Nightmare, but then again, they want to protect Lexi's
Time to take the field.
Oh boy, this actually kind of negates the fact that GK had to spend all first 3 bans on, must-ban heroes, right? Now they get to focus on Cammy, they ban Bruno.
Oh yeah, like you want to get those lane oppressors out. Maybe even consider a Harif, but I would say Phobius is okay-ish against Harif. It's honestly more of a skill matchup more than anything. For Nightmare,
at night.
Your team
they're betting out. Okay, yeah, betting out mid lanes, respecting the Sicilian. What other long-range scaling mid laners do we have?
Long range, I mean, you have
technically Odette,
right? Odette. Yeah, I suppose
Farsa too.
But against Matilda, no.
No. For GK.
Oh, for GK, yeah. I can see that, right? You have Matilda to save you. I'm thinking it's not too bad of an idea if they go back to the CC go again. Sure, there's a Hilda.
Or Phobius go hold those.
But if you tie the Hilda up with someone, it completely negates what she can do.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. That makes Good sets, yeah. So I don't know if Nightmare wants to ban out the CC. It is a good shout, especially if you're able to get the Nolan as well. Like Nolan wants to dash around, but Nolan's like, oh no, it's like marriage. I'm getting tied down.
And then you have a Phobius, right? You have the third wheel showing up, taking you out. Oh, that's not how that works?
Actually, that is how it works. I'm impressed that you were able to keep up because
okay.
I threw that out of nowhere, but you were able to follow up. That's very impressive.
I'm not married, so I'm just it's just a shot in the dark. I'm glad I got it right.
Hey, you know what? Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, good times.
Good times. Good times. Being young is amazing. But you're older than me.
Am I? No, I don't think so. I don't think I am. I'm 97.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to reveal my age, but
clearly I'm younger. Clearly
yeah. Okay, now the final fans here, and they bet on the Harry. So yeah, they want to make sure they don't get snowballed on, which is kind of weird because they're the one that has the Hilda. Right. They're looking at Geeke. Geeke looks like the one that can win all the lanes.
Geeke is the one that's more worried about getting snowballed on with, they advanced Bruno, they also took out the Tan. I mean, there's still Beatrix left. Beatrix Clint has been a matchup I've been waiting to see, but we haven't been able to see it yet. But there's still Granger. Not sure if that will be picked up also for gold. Not that good for Nightmare. I kind of feel like Nightmare doesn't want to pick a Granger anyways.
Moskov is good because you need some kind of Demon Hunter Sword hero for the Hilda. Make sure that you can deal with her very, very well. So I was really considering, like, do you really want a burst hero here? Because they don't really need it. Like, they have a lot of DPS on their side. And if they want the burst, it can come from it.
Which is still hidden.
I mean, Vexana is still there if you want full control, but if you want damage, right? If you want Smile to have a good time. I love Farsa. But so far, I've seen the professional players using Farsa in rank. Haven't so far in tournaments.
I have a wild idea. Now that, that's a Kaja.
Kaja Beatrix.
Kaja Beatrix, yeah.
Your team knows.
It's almost the same thing that was done to Nightmare by Den Xiao Guai. What was the idea I had? I have Xavier somehow. Somehow it popped out to my mind. You want big damage? Xavier is not that of a pick.
Kaja steals someone and then Xavier puts him in his place. Just let him stuck there.
Yeah. Let's find out who's the mid lane. Okay, so they actually picked
my draft made true, and I was like, it's probably not their kind of draft, but apparently it is their kind of draft.
You call like 3 out of the 5 picks. Like the Faramis was like the wild card, right?
I called it before the picks were picked.
Yeah, you were like Matilda Alpha and then Faramis, and they actually picked it.
Dude, this combo, like, that's basically an SRG draft. That's an SRG draft.
Oh yes, I can see it.
Right, that's an SRG draft. So honestly, looking at the draft here, Geeke has an amazing draft, but looking at the draft coming in from Nightmare, it's very fast. Like, when you have a suppressed hero with the Beatrix, you know the game is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, and you have Hilda with the execute damage, right? Remember, she did get buffed recently. The second ability now has lower cooldown. So let's see how much pressure Oppa can apply to Geeke Esports. We're going to hop into game number 2 of this best of 3. Nightmare needs to win this to take us to game 3.
Yep, I'm really looking forward to see how Geeke performs with this kind of draft because it is a very strong draft, but it's not without its fault because you have to play your timing very, very well, and it's very difficult to play on a professional stage when having all the timing essentially correct. And if they can do it, then I can definitely see a world where Geeke just needs a few more months, and then if they go to the international stage again, they can show what's up.
Yeah. The fastest would be next year's MSC. That would be quite a tale for Geeke. Do hope they keep this roster because we can see we definitely see the potential. The start would be slightly different compared to game 1 where Jasmine has an easier time dealing with Shen. You have both technically range and damage reduction from Kaja also feels really good. Mid lane movement control is there for Soso as well. It's all about getting that priority to move first. And look at where Oppa is.
But no one is probably going to go there because
it's cleared out.
It's cleared out, yeah. No one's going to go there. If Opera wants something, Opera has to be the one to get it. But no, Opera looks like he's just going to be clearing, he's just going going to be proxying the wave, essentially.
He's got to do a bit faster because he's taking a lot more punishment than he would like to. Still though, majority of that wave is going to cut out. Lane first. Now, there it is. Too easy for Lexi with first blood.
Yeah, So told the team, is like, you know what happened to me in game number 1? How about you guys do it against Geeky? Let Smile have a frown on his face.
Yeah. Have you seen what the jungler did? Huh? Just do that.
Just do that.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, just go mid. You press some buttons and you get a kill.
Yeah, if I get $1 every time I got ganked, that's on you, Lexi. So speaking of which, also, he's just toying around with 4 GK members. They're gonna jump on him with the field of alpha, gets frozen by So. First turtle for Nightmare.
Yeah, now it's easy for Lexi, gets a free turtle. And that's a very good Hilda play, absorbing a lot of the aggro from GK. And like I said, the draft coming in from GK, you need your timings to be correct. And because everyone's power spike is essentially very, very different, right? The alpha power spike is different than the Matilda, as well as the Paramis. So a lot of juggling has to happen here.
But still, the moment you get your War Axe on the alpha, that's where you start going. Although, Samo is just not having too much fun against Oppa.
That's right. I keep hitting him, but he keeps healing. How is this fair? He's healing more than I can damage him.
I feel like I'm healing him. When they kidnapped Zeno just now, so this alpha is now 2 levels behind the normal.
Remember what I said about the first series of the day having 3 games?
Yeah, I think you're correct.
I'm just reminding you. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just reminding you.
Now we did the first 3 games together on day 1. We had a 3 game yesterday too, circling Eagles.
Yeah, we're not going to commit. And Zeno gets the kill onto Opper. And for now, looks like it will be a trade-ish. Unfortunately, GK can't really push out the bottom wave. The minion is gonna appear. Nightmare, it might gank mid again. They have the people there.
Yeah, the goal just that. That is the target. Unfortunately, Jasmine not able to do too much with the Divine Judgment. Just came back up. If only they waited like 3 more seconds, they would have had it, but they can use it now for the next turtle to set up for it. Harvey basically got side back, right? He lost the top tier 1 in
I think they want it. I think they want it now. They want it now.
There he is in a full combo.
Oh!
And the Faramir save Samo. That is good. It's a trait.
Hey, one ult to save your team, and then everyone else using their flicker, their ult, and everything in the kitchen sink. It feels good.
It feels
good
really
timing.
Good stuff from Smile. Although both ultimates, both Divine Judgment and Netherrealm have quite long cooldowns in the early game. So DK now finds himself on even ground. But without the Netherrealm, I wonder how they would approach this.
Probably get a kill first here, because the Nolan can come in and execute someone, and all the while Social is just poking everyone out, but they're focusing on the turtle. Someone has to stop Lexi, but no, he gets the free turtle.
Yeah, he's a level ahead of Zeno also. Ismail can't really stay there, he has to flick it away. Constant poke from Nightmare is a bit annoying, especially so-so into Aurora. Spear does miss. Means Carby now has to start backing off.
Yeah, nice that they actually made a line and actually follow a sequence to go back to base. I'm sure it wasn't planned.
Yeah,
But that's satisfying to watch.
it looked cooler than
It looked cooler than it really was.
than it should,
Yeah.
be.
And now looking at the Thunderbells coming in from Osamo as well as Opper, so they will start scaling up here. Kami having a much better time here using the Beatrix. And Jasmine with this Kaja is becoming question mark for GK. Everyone has to be super careful because going through a bush, it might be your last because a Kaja can be there and all of a sudden you're dead.
Matilda not the best hero to open up bushes either. Okay, just walk straight into it. They're gonna do it again this time. Netherrealm still comes out in time to save Samo. That's the 2nd time GK Esports saves that XP laner.
That will be frustrating for a Kaja, but at the same time, seeing the opposing side having to use a lot of ults as well, kind of feels good. It is a good trade.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a good trade.
an offensive utility for a defensive one, but GK, once the amp of the pressure gets stopped again by So.
Yeah, Soso's having a very good time here under Aurora. Always making sure that he at least freezes 2 people, making it so that it's a good offensive and defensive tool for GK. Really finding difficulties here to actually start fight because Opera is opening up the map and they're using this Matilda safely, like defensively.
Just half of Zeno's health bar. Opera will spot out both of them, circling Eagle, guiding win from Shen, but Zeno wants to re-engage, disengages in an instant. They get the freeze on the Smile. Zeno wasn't ready to react to that. They find it straight on the upper, but Samo also gets blown up 2 for Nightmare.
Yeah, I think DK, it was still good for them because up top, Moskov is free farming. He's able to get this turret eventually. And now Soso looking very low.
Almost gets wiped out. The pull on the Alpha, but another Nether Realm to save him for now. He runs out of the range, but was able to cover enough distance to get away. The third turtle, though, for Nightmare.
Yeah, Nightmare is looking especially good right now. 3.5k ahead. DK, at least they don't lose too many members in terms of kill. It's very much manageable for both teams. 4-2. Cammy is going to scale up. Harvey, he's getting the items that he wants. I'm just worried if he doesn't get the space that he wants, especially if Jasmine starts being a little bit more stingy with his Divine Judgment actually going for Harvey.
Every time Jasmine pulls someone back, GK are forced to run towards Nightmare Esports, and that's where Soso will have a much easier time learning all those crowd controls. 3.5k lead for Nightmare, still pretty manageable for GK.
Ooh, never mind. I thought Harvey was more ahead. Only one item here. And Beatrix having 2 items, you have to consider the Beatrix items are very expensive. So Harvey's not having a good time here, Husky. And now he's not gonna. Oh, okay, good.
Thankfully, yes, good. Now Shen has to be a bit more careful. Circling Eagle hits on the Jasmine, but the bot tier 2 will be saved. DK wants to go for the engagement of Alpha, does miss though. They fully commit into the Aurora. They soak it up with the Nether Realm, and now they will bring in the XP laner with the Vengeance, take out Alpha, and Samo somehow survives.
Yep. Nightmare still in a good position though here. Again, Soso and Cammy, it's very hard for you to get onto them. The only difficulty for DK here is that who's really going to be the one engaging the fight.
It's the Alpha, and it's either Zeno or
it's better if the Phobius has a flicker so that he can have the initial start and then everyone groups up around him and then Zeno can come in with the Spear of Alpha. But yeah, it's not happening because he's using the Vengeance.
That's allowed to soak up extra damage.
Because the only thing that I'm seeing here for DK is that they don't have an engage tool. The Alpha can engage, but having the Kaja there makes it more difficult.
They're going to look for another potential engage. That is going to be the pull on to Samo this time. He's going to eat all of it up. Nether Realm shows up, but unfortunately it doesn't cover Samo. Samo gets destroyed, and Zeno also runs out of the range. So both of them end up falling. A bit of overextension from DK.
They were able to take down Kaja, but Soso is there. And that's why I feel like it's more difficult for Zeno to actually engage because it's either the Kaja, the Hilda, or the Aurora. There's a lot of ways to stop this Alpha, and the Alpha can't take a lot of damage when he's this far behind. He only has one defensive item, and the item is the Queen's Wings. It's good, but it has a long cooldown. So once the cooldown has been done, it's not consistent. You're not consistently tanking.
Because from GK, they need to subconsciously remind themselves of how they position with the Nether Realm, right? Because 2 of the members walked out of range right at the end, and that kind of caused their demise. So Lord for Nightmare will come in from the bottom side. I think GK has a pretty decent base defense. If Zeno can get out, he escapes, but at the cost of their roamer.
That was so quick. I barely saw the Matilda's health and she's gone. I mean, to be fair, she doesn't have defensive items. The only item she has is the Flask of the Oasis. But now Nightmare, they're in prime position and they have a marksman here. So they have a better time of ending the game. They can end the game faster than what DK did in game number 1, which is around 20 minutes.
Unfortunately, for Shen, he's going for the enchanted talisman, so won't have much defensive stats anytime soon. DK just needs to keep inhibitors alive, but again, their wavelet is not that bad. Wow, the health pool for Mao is not that big either.
Yep. Right now for GK, like I said, this is a very strong draft, but very difficult to pull off. The timings is so critical with this kind of draft. Like that's why I thought they wouldn't go for it because it's so risky to use this draft when you don't have a lot of experience with it.
And losing 2 inhibitors and just off of the first Lord, 10k gold lead for Nightmare. Could be the last fight. GK needs to be acutely aware of Jasmine. Oh, he has no flicker for another 50 seconds. Simon eats so much damage, gets pulled in, has a bit of health, so he escapes, but at the cost of Shen again, sacrifice. They find the pin on the Oppa, 1-for-1 trade. GK did have to expend NetherRealm though.
Yep, NetherRealm not being there, and I feel like if you wait long enough, you can have it back around turtle time. Now the marksman trading items have been built. It's a little bit late though, 11 minutes and 30 seconds for Carvey, but at least now he has something. I mean, Dimitri's at 4 items.
I mean, Carvey's 3K behind, right? Poor dude. With losing your tier 1 in 3.5 minutes definitely has its impact.
Yeah, now too easy for Lexi having 4 items as well. It looks like for both teams, the Nolan is looking very good. Alpha 4-1, looking at the kill score, honestly not that bad, but really not impressive. It doesn't have a good game here. But if they want to do well, this is where they got to do well. They got to be able to steal the Lord.
Not only that, they have to be aware of the top wave, which is building up to a slow push for Nightmare Esports. 1.5 waves, you can steal. Circle Eagle, they try to reach Samo in, but he gets pulled by Jasmine. Intercepted mid-flight. And GK Esports instantly crashed and burned 2 dead bottom. Samo gets gone on, Jasmine shows up, and Oppa feeling really good about the circumstances. Triple kill for Cammy. And Nightmare Esports now with the Lord. I'm gonna look to end the game.
Oh, there you go, another catch. Smile, unable to help his teammate out.
Can't even react in time. Double kill for too easy for Lexi. And Nightmare Esports not done it out just yet. We will get game number 3.
Oh yeah, 13 minutes in, they're able to end the game. Looks like for both teams, the Nolan is helping out a lot. But let me just say, man, that Kaja, firstly for me, sealed the draft.
Yeah, that and also that personally felt like one of the play of the day for me. The Kaja mid-flight pull on the Phobius in the last fight. That one looks so great, man. But Kajas, what can you do, right? You can't deal with the suppressant.